Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Chocolate Beauty. Thank you so much for joining me. I am going to be doing a recap on the Real Housewives of Potomac. Let's get into it. But before we get into it, I want to talk to you guys about us making it to over 1K finally. Thank you to everybody who has stuck it out with me, who has written with me this whole entire duration. It's been a bumpy road. I know that you guys have been waiting for content. But I still thank you for still sticking it out and not unsubscribing and still following me and checking up on me on IG or on all of the different platforms I'm on. I do truly appreciate you. Now I'm not really sure if I'm really liking how the way that this lighting is, but anyway, let's get into this episode. It's episode 16 of season 6. So they're still away. The women are still away from vacation, the Bay vacation, and Wendy talks with her husband about, or Wendy discusses the relationship that her husband has with his mom is very dysfunctional. They really don't get along. They don't see eye to eye. Just doesn't have a really good relationship with his mom. She didn't come to their wedding. But he said that he's making communication with her and he is seeing her. Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining the live. Let me see if I can see the comments. Hold on, y'all. This is my first time using this is the first time that I'm using the actual app as a way to communicate with you guys. I'm always using another platform. Thank you for joining and thank you for the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. So when they were talking about Wendy's husband was talking about his relationship with his mom, Mia started explaining her dysfunctional relationship with her mom. And later on, we find out that Wendy's mom was watching the kids and ended up having some type of meltdown watching her kids. It was so unfortunate. And I think that what a lot of people don't really understand is like, even though she hasn't been there and even though she has not been the best example as a mom, she doesn't know Mia's kids. And if you're watching somebody's kids that you don't know, it really becomes a problem. So we find out later that, that there was some issue with her mom watching the kids. And I'm like, if your mom didn't take care of you, if your mom didn't watch you, why would you go away on a vacation and leave her so long with the kids? I would do it in infancy. Like, okay, you spend the night, one night, not a whole trip where you're gone for more than 24 hours. I'm just saying, I felt like they need to take baby steps with her. So I have been watching the episodes, even though I haven't been covering them, and I find Mia's husband's behavior as bizarre on this trip. He seems over sexual. He just says inappropriate things, and he likes to pick on Ashley. I just really don't really understand what his problem is with Ashley, why he bothers her, why he was antagonizing her. She was, when they were on their way back from their trip, he was trying to keep her up, trying to wake her up while she was trying to sleep, and it was just weird. And he was acting like he didn't know what she was talking about, and she said, what do you have, Alzheimer's? And then they was like, oh, that's disrespectful, and this, that, and the third, and me and Ashley got into it, and it was just like, your husband is it's just, he's wealthy, but he is over sexual. He doesn't like how the way that Mia presents herself as high class. It seems like he doesn't possess the class that she has, and it really says a lot about their dynamics. Okay, so they ended the trip with doing a crab boil, and it was also Karen's wedding anniversary with her husband, and she decides to pop out a cake. It was just really just not even. It was just boring. So after they, end the trip, because the trip was kind of bizarre. And for some reason in Wendy's head, she believed that the trip went well, that everybody got along, that she did a good job, and it was like everybody was talking so negatively about it. You had the green eye bandits talking about how terrible it was. Their accommodation was not that good. They were sharing the room together. The green eye bandits is Giselle and Robin. And then you had Mia, and nobody had nothing nice to say about it. So after they go home, Karen says this bizarre invitation. Now, if you were somebody who is a creative, it comes across like a really dope and extravagant gift, but she gives them an invitation to her wedding, and it has butterflies in the package. Now, some of those butterflies did not make it through. Okay, some of those butterflies did not make it through, and I myself was kind of confused on why would you send butterflies. There is like a gift that you can open, and it gives you the same effect with fake butterflies. Why did you have to use real butterflies? And to me, the butterflies look like moths. I'm just saying. Okay, so what else happened after the bizarre invitation? One thing that was very, very, I felt like was real and very transparent was a conversation that Giselle had with her daughters, where her daughter says that, she is emotionally unavailable, that her and her ex-husband, which is their father, weren't good examples of showing them what love and affection is, because they were both emotionally unavailable. So I thought that moment was very real, and I kind of felt so bad because we see Giselle. I know I see Giselle as very cold, very isolating, very she just seems like she's very distant. And the fact that her kids are saying that she's actually that way in real life too says a lot about her. She is a very damaged woman. And the fact of the matter is like her daughter said, like, listen, we can't learn anything from you. You weren't a good example to teach us on what a loving and good relationship is. And you're going to die alone. That says a lot. That says a whole lot when your kids tell you that you want to die alone, and that you didn't teach them nothing about how to maintain or be in a healthy relationship. And you see later in the episode that she actually goes and talks to somebody about it. And I feel like she does want to fix it, but for me personally, the way that her kids was talking, I didn't think that it was conjured up for the television. I really think that her kids really do feel that way about her. So it was like a very real moment, probably one of the realest moments that I ever seen on the Real Housewives of Potomac with Giselle, because she's very ice cold and very, very distant, and it seems like she's like that at home too. Yeah, her kids were saying that they weren't good examples as what a couple can be. And it just says a lot. Oh, and one of her kids called her a vampire. I was like, wow, your baby just called you a vampire. You're cold, emotionless, and dead on the outside. Also on the inside too. Which was like, wow, I wrote that down, and I was like, geez, Louise. Not that they calling her vampires. Con Dracula. Well, Ashley went to see a therapist too, because she was talking about how she has really had major issues with her husband, with his infidelity, and she really hasn't gotten over that. But one thing I will say about her is that in her confessional, she looks so good. I love the confessional look that she had. She just looked clean, classy. I love the way that she looks. Looked at her confessional as she was talking about her therapy session. And am I surprised that this lady is still struggling with the fact that her husband cheated on her? No. And it's like so odd because she's so quick to bring up somebody else's infidelities and insecurities and their shortcomings. But meanwhile, you're still unhappy with your situation. So it really speaks to who you are as a person, Ashley. You're miserable and you are deflecting on your situation. And that's something that you really need to work on because nobody really has time for that. I'm just saying. So that's pretty much all that was like left to it, to this episode. I felt like, it had drama, especially with Mia and her husband, but it more was geared towards the emotional side of the women. It's definitely a storyline, but I think that the conversations that they were having was very much real. Giselle does have a problem with showing emotions to her children and to other people. And Ashley likes to deflect and talk about other people's marriages. Meanwhile, she is insecure about leaving her home and being away from her husband because she's not sure he's going to cheat on her. So that was pretty much the episode. Thank you so much for watching this recap with me and being with me. I'm so excited that I can now go live on YouTube. Thank you so much for taking this ride with me. I appreciate it. And I know that the camera is over here and I know that you guys are going to read me to filth because I'm not looking over here, but that's okay. Y'all still love me and I appreciate y'all. I'll see you guys next week. It's going to be the season finale. I do have to cover a few things. There's a few notes that I wrote down, but I have to do a few pre-recordings. Hopefully, I can get that done tonight. I don't know, but I want to come to you guys with more content. I do want to do live videos, but I also want to film things and edit it so I can give you some other good content, besides my lives. All right, you guys, thank you for watching. I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode. Please make sure that you guys like, share, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you so much. God bless.